Hello guys, it's Jenny Jen the Plant Friend coming to you with another planty video. But guys, today I am going to be filming my plant studio slash plant room. This is an update. Some things have moved around and shifted. And so I just thought I'd bring you guys along with me. If this is your first time joining me, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. If you are a returning subscriber, you know I love you guys. So this is my new heart shape instead of the other way that I can't do. Anyway, yeah, so let's get started with this plant room tour. I'm going to try to, maybe not name every plant or whatever. It just really depends because I don't want the video to be really, really long. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so we are going to start here. Typically, well, this is how you walk into the plant studio. And to my left, I have a puzzle that I put together that have all of the plants that were on my wish list at some point that I put it together, and then I put it in this IKEA frame. So I really like that. And then on this wall, it just says Jen's Green Life, Live Plants. And then we move directly to my plants on planks. This plant, I recently took up the Syngonium, and I'll show you guys that in a few minutes. I took it off because I propagated the plant. It got taller and it was burned by the grow light. So anyway, that's what that plank is. And I'm planning to repot the plant once I get some established roots on it. But next to it, I have my Rhaphidophora Hay, I think it is, that has grown past her plank. The plank stops here and she's up to here. So we got to decide, maybe some propagations. And next to her, I have my Hoya obovata, again, off the plank. I love plants on planks because the plants really do take to the plank and continue to grow. And I can remember how small this guy was when I first got her. And looking at her now, it just blows my mind. Next to her, I have my Scindapsus exotica. Now, I've been told by some people that this may not be an exotica, but that's what it was sold to me as, the Scindapsus exotica. But this girl loves the plank, and she too is off the plank, and she is actually trailing on the wall now. If you can see up there going across, she's trailing on the wall and doing very well, by the way. She is actually suck into the wall. This one I recently pulled off, but I need to secure that again. But then we come over this little sad guy here. This is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. God, I couldn't remember that. Not doing very well. Just recently up potter, so I don't know if the dead leaves that you see at the bottom is some maybe some shock. Sorry, almost dropped my camera. I don't know if that's shock down there or what, but she is, I recently uppotted her and put her on this plank, so we're going to give her a shot and see what happens there. Next to her, I have a propagation of my Syngonium albo. This is the third or fourth plant. I have several of them around the house, but that's her sitting there. And they are all benefiting from this mother grow light here on the floor there. And since we're on this side, I might as well go ahead and tell you about what's on this table. This used to be my propagation station, one of them. And it sort of still is whenever I propagate a plant and I really just need to need some space. And I have a grow heating pad there. And recently propagated this Syngonium. Most of them are taking pretty good to the propagation. Getting some roots in there. But that particular leaf there is not looking very well. But anyway, so that's what this station is. Then I'm trying to decide what direction to go in. But anyway, so we'll come back to the Hoya linearis. Let's just continue to go this way. So on this side, we have my beautiful Jose Bono. Look at her newest leaf. Well, this was her newest leaf, but then she just recently put this guy out. And it's huge, guys. Like, it's way down there to there. So anyway, she is growing in pond and doing very well. Just resting under this grow light here. I use the, I have several different grow lights that I use. They're all in the description below. So across the top here, I have the Haas grow light all lined up across that. I started there, and then I just continued to increase as I could afford different grow lights. And so that's what this Jose Bono is directly underneath. And that's where the Syngonium was before it got chopped and propped. and I did do a video on that. Next to her, I have a very sad looking silver ant. I did water this guy this morning, but the leaves will this plant lets you know, because the leaves turn inward like that when they're when it needs water and it's not very happy, and then when it's gotten a full drink, then it just completely explode. Next to her, I forget the name of this plant, but I love this guy. Most people just have it trailing. I've tried both. I have her on a trellis in there, and then recently she started pushing out this entire stalk, so I just sort of let her grow downward. And then next to her, I have my this one, my philodendron. Is this the super? Anyway, it's a philodendron. I thought I had a tag in there, and I did at some point. But yeah, so I propagated this guy because this particular plant tends to put out runners, and then it will have no leaves and just runners. But look, guys, it just put out a new leaf with fenestrations and beautiful. But yeah, next to her, my Hoya. Now I'm getting into my shelving. By the way, down below is my this is the Syngonium chiapense that I said that I recently propagated. So I have the propagations that survived in a glass of water, both, and I am planning to, once the roots are more established, they're coming in pretty nicely there. I air layered it first, and then when I take it out for the air layer, I put it in water, and then I pot it up. Okay, and then on this shelf here, I have my Hoya partisii. Look at those new leaves that just came in. Isn't that beautiful? They're hardening off. This is older leaf, but I still need to dust her off as well. She's doing very well there. I propagated this guy and shared some with Iffy Plants. But next to her, I have there's a tag, so we can actually tell you what this is. This is my fern leaf cactus. That's that guy there. And next to her is a propagation of my Fantasy. I know Fantasy is the last. But anyway, that's her. This was a propagation, and she is finally settling in, but the leaves are coming in really small. Not sure what that's about. I think she needs to be upplanted, but I have several of these around here as well. Underneath is a propagation of my very large pubicalyx. This particular plant, I'll show you the mother plant in a few minutes. I've shared some. I have like 3 in this room alone. Next to her, I have my Monstera septiplicana. I get those mixed up, but that Monstera down at the bottom. And then, of course, there's the Syngonium. At the top here, I have my Hoya Sunrise. And this guy is in bloom, as you can see. And so next to her, I have my beautiful Hoya Pollinera. This guy I have propagated several times. I'll show you another propagation. I've shared this plant. This is a whole new stem that she just put out here, and she has 4 leaves, and this leaf I think is leaving us. At the very top there, we have that's the Hoya multiflora. I get these mixed up, the multiflora and I think this is multiflora. But this beautiful plant here, she's doing very well on this top shelf, getting good lighting. Next to her, I have it's some sort of cacti. I was told it was a dreadlock cactus, but I'm not sure. I need to change her out. Look at all the algae they're growing, but she's doing beautifully. My Hoya Surgogenesis. I've had this guy since March of 2020. I got it from Etsy, apparently. There's the tag. Next to her, I have my Hoya. I love this guy, Hoya Calistophyllum. And this guy is just really growing beautifully and putting out new growth and thick, waxy leaves, very thick. And I have another plant that looks very similar, but it's different. And next to her, this is one of my oldest plants since when I started collecting. This is my multi or tricolor. Yeah, this is the tricolor. I'm sorry, I think this is the tricolor. Yes, it is. This is the tricolor. She did bloom for me once, but not so far this season. Next to her, I have my beautiful monkey tail cactus. I love this guy. Started pushing out new growth, thicker new growth. Before she was putting out like these really thin, I don't know what you call these, but anyway, so she's doing well. Next to her, I have my Philodendron Paraiso Verde. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but when she came, she had these beautiful leaves here, and now she's just putting out the solid green leaves. But anyway, she's doing well. This is the plant, the Finlaysonii, that I said was very similar to the Hoya calistophylla. This is a Hoya Finlaysonii. She bloomed here, and then I just noticed another peduncle there, and another one preparing to bloom there. So she's doing good in this condition. And then underneath her is my reverted pink princess. But this guy just put this leaf out, and do we see pink? I think we do. So anyway, she's one of the oldest pink princesses that I have. And I sort of skirted along these plants here, but I have this, I love this new pot. This is a Verta planter, and I've attached these orchids to it with some fishing line there, and seems to be doing really well. And you put water in the water reservoir, and but yeah, so that's there. And then this was a propagation of my jewel orchid. I don't know. These are propagations. I'm not going to go through all of those, but this little IKEA greenhouse, I really love this little thing because you let it up and you can directly work and take things out and move things around. And then I have some Hoyas in there that are only been in there a week and already have roots, and some other things that are in there. And then this, I'm trying again, guys, but this is my final try at my Brandtianum, Philodendron Brandtianum. This guy, it just doesn't work for me. Like, you know, it starts out with large leaves, and then the leaves become very juvenile. I did put it on a moss pole. I don't know. Anyway, so that's her. Behind her, another Fantasy. I forget the name of that plant, but there. And then in my Millsbow Wide, IKEA greenhouse Millsbow Wide, I just have like a range of plants in here. I did move my Florida Beauty over here, and she's pushing out a new leaf. She's so pretty. Let's just open it really quickly. And I have my Pink Princess propagations. The one to the right, the really beautiful one with the darker leaves, is the one that my husband gave me. And then the one to the left is the one that I recently bought, or last summer I bought it at an Ecugenera pop-up. I also have my Anthurium luxurian in there. She just pushed out that leaf and looks like she's preparing to push out another leaf there. And then this guy, my Codex plant, I thought was all but gone. And but I just up potted her and cut all of the dead leaves off, and then all of this has happened. Next to her, I have my Hoya globulosa, and this plant is a slow grower for me. She is still in soil. I'm planning to up pot her soon. But yeah, so that's all that's in the Millsbow Wide. Currently, we'll be doing some other things later on this season. Next to that, this is my jungle corner. Love these guys back here. I have this guys is my Thai constellation, the one that my husband gave me, that had all but died off, got down to one leaf, and I think it was this guy here, and then pushed out a couple tiny leaves and everything. Well, she has just done beautifully. She is still in sphagnum moss, and I'm going to leave her there. But this is her newest leaf, and yeah, so I think I want to propagate her this summer, maybe, but or maybe I won't propagate her, because when I thought she was gonna die, I bought another Thai constellation. Long story, but anyway, so I'll propagate the newer one. But next to her is my Monstera, and I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, Barjanata, I think is how you pronounce this one. Sort of looks like a Thai constellation. I didn't notice it as much, but yeah, so she was in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet, wasn't doing, you know, she was pushing out pretty good leaves. She was so root bound. I recently up potted her and moved her out because she got too tall. I had to move her out. She hasn't pushed out any. Oh, is that a new leaf, or are you just happy to see me? Sorry, Instagram. But anyway, look She has a new leaf coming out. I didn't even see it because it's tucked back there, but yeah. And then next to her is my Anthurium pallidiforum. I got this guy from Ecugenera, I don't know when, but all of the leaves that she originally came with have actually died off, and then she started putting out these really long, huge leaves that she has here. Let me move this other tie out of the way. But yeah, I recently uppotted this guy in a video, in one of my plant care videos as well. And guys, she has a new leaf that's coming out there. She just had this new flower to come in, and then she has a leaf, and that's what she does. She pushes out a leaf and then a flower and a leaf and then a flower. So hopefully she'll be doing better. She was so root bound in that video if you saw it. Next to her, I have my Hoya. Oh, is this the Meltiflora? Where are my tags? Okay, let's come on this way. So this guy, the shooting star Hoya, I love the way it comes in, and it comes in with these tiny, tiny buds, and then what they push forward when they bloom, and they push forward, let's focus in, and then shoot back like that. So nice. Well, I recently uppotted her to Leca, and this guy does not like to dry out. So no. So let me show you. This is what the blooms look like when they first come in. You saw the buds, and then they turn to this, and they go from this. And it's interesting that I have 3 different stages on this one plant, but then they go to that. Yeah. So next to her, which is another Hoya that's in bloom. A lot of my Hoyas are blooming right now, and I do use the orchid spray on them. Look at that bloom there, and then there's another one here. Look at that. So she has 2 blooms, and then she has look like a peduncle here and one here. So yeah, this I think is the David. What is the name of this? No, this is the Hoya gracilis. Oh wow, look at the roots. I guess it's gonna be time to uppot this guy. She is still in soil, I believe. Yeah, she is still in soil, but she is resting under. She has the Soltech Solution Grow Light. In addition, she has the light coming from the corner and the window, so she's doing well. Before I finish that shelf, let's get to this other Thai constellation. I love this guy. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so this guy, the Thai constellation here, recently put out a new leaf. This is the new leaf. Hasn't even hardened off yet, almost. Has 8 secondary fenestration holes. That's a good sign. You know, you get the fenestration, but when you get this, oh God, what do they call those? These extra holes that you get, that means the plant is in good care, in the optimum condition. So the one before that was this leaf, and she had about 5 secondary fenestrations, and then there were 1 or 2 other leaves that had, like this one had 2, but yeah, she's pretty happy. Look how big that leaf is, guys. And so this particular this one is in she is in soil, and I have her on this rolling cart because sometimes I have to move her around a little bit, and it's just easier this way. So actually what I'm going to do is slide her out kind of over there since we're done with that side. And yeah, so let's finish on this side before we go to the other side there. On this side we have the this is another Codex plant. This plant is just, I don't know. Every time I think like it's doing really well, I think it actually is root bound, but because I'm watering it twice a week or whatever, so I think that's what's going on with this guy. But she didn't, usually she go into dormancy and lose a lot of her leaves. She did not this year. And so all of that. And then down there is my Rhiphidophora decursiva. Is that what that one's called? I think so. I just recently propagated that because it shoots out these long runners. So I cut off all the runners, and she's in a Leca pond mix, mostly Leca now, and doing very well. And then over here I have my, and she is so thirsty. I can see the leaves. I'm gonna water her. But I have this plant. And then here, this is an interesting Hoya. This is a Hoya. She really gets sun stress. She's dry. This Hoya siglalatus or something to that effect. We're going to put her over there so I don't forget to water her. But yeah. And then next to her, I have my beautiful philodendron Beata, which needs to be up potted. She's pushing out a new leaf there. And then we have my Hoya. This one looks like the Perticia, but this one is the Rosita, I think it is. Hoya Rosita. Oh, all of these Hoyas are just dry. Whoa. I'll take her down as well. The Hoya Rosita. Next to her, I have Do What You Love and Love What You Do. But next to her, I have a fake falk plant. Can you believe that? I did put that in my girl here because watering and just trying to keep a plant in there that wouldn't outgrow it, and so I put that in there. But you wouldn't have known that had I not told you. But anyway, that's that. Next to her, I have my Syngonium macrophylla, which has already outgrown her pole. I'm gonna have to do something. She is in a double pot here situation. I don't know what I had going on at the time, but I did give her a moss pole. She's doing well, but I need to up pot her. Next to her, I have my beautiful Beata Anabapensi situation, and she just pushed out a new leaf. Oh, actually, it's tucked back here. There we go. Now she's free. This is her newest leaf. It hadn't even hardened off yet. I'm glad I noticed that because I have her anchored or tied to this like so, tied to this shelving, but she is going bonkers. She's in a self-watering pot. She is in LECA, and I'm gonna attend to her a little later as well. And then this is my Hoya. This guy is. Let's slide that over. Here we go. So I don't remember if this is I think this is a princess or queen. This is a queen, but she gives me these full white leaves. This has been going on for years. They come in kind of pink like that, and then oh, look at that whole vine back there. I didn't even see that. So pretty. Look at that pink. And then fade to the white, but stays with the plant. Like, just lost this one probably, who knows for how long it's been there. But for the most part, typically when the plants don't have any green, then, they die off quickly, but not with this particular plant. Next to her, I have my, this guy, evergreen, Chinese evergreen. And I've had her since the first year I started, like 2020. Then this is a Gloriosum propagation on that next shelf down there. This is my Hoya I was sold this as a Hoya cardiophyllum. It came with this one leaf here. And since then, I put her in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet and all of this magic. For 6 months, this plant did nothing. You hear me? Nothing. And now look at it. So you just never know. But I think she's outgrowing that spot. I put her back for now, but I don't want her leaves to get burned. Oh, it's already happened on one of them. Let me take her out. See that little spot there? That's because it's too close to the grow light. So we'll move her over here so that we can figure out another place to put her. Okay, Okay, guys, well, I'm going to end this video here because otherwise it's going to be very long. So there will be a part 2 of my plant room tour. So it'll follow immediately following this one, so you can see the rest of the plants that are in my plant studio. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and check out the next video. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.